I mean, from maybe just a sheer, like, just was unfathomable to draft, in my opinion, coming into this year, to now being a potential 3-down guy. That's David Johnson, going from a backup in Arizona to now maybe that role where he's just an every down force. I mean, he fizzled out so hard last year. He's on many do not draft lists. Personally, for me, I had him in like 4 leagues, so it's going to be tough for me to get swayed on him. But do you have a case for David Johnson? Are you going back in 2020?
It's volume. And it's also the reality that, look, we've all seen, I think it was the Buccaneers run where it looked like he had a piano on his back and he just could not get to the outside. I've seen the run too, but you know, before we got on the show, I saw Graham Barfield just tweet this, like, weeks 1 through 6 before he got hurt, especially as a receiver, David Johnson was great. Only McCaffrey, Dalvin Cook, Eckler, and Nick Chubb have more points per reception overall than David Johnson. He got hurt, back injury. You know, back injuries are going to hurt a running back's ability to pick up yards. That makes sense. Before that, he looked awesome. They were using him in the slot, out wide. All that receiving goodness we've seen over the years was there. And, like, he wasn't an incredible rusher, but at the same time, there were plays of him running away from, Bobby Wagner, making athletic moves. The piano back guy was not the whole case this season. And he's now pretty much, I know they got, Cooks and Cobb too, but more or less got traded for DeAndre Hopkins. So I think Duke Johnson is better than David Johnson. I'm willing to die on that take. But Duke didn't just get traded for one of the organization's best wide receivers ever, other than DeAndre Johnson. So Bill O'Brien has given Lamar Miller, Carlos Hyde, even Alfred Blue like a pace of 250 and more touches. With health, David Johnson is going to be getting that.
I mean, the volume's certainly going to be there. You just cited that, especially the carry facet. The one thing I'm concerned about, and even last year I thought it would finally trend and it wasn't a correlation trap. I didn't want to fall into it because he has Duke Johnson, one of the best pass-catching backs. He really has never thrown to running backs, whether that's an O'Brien thing, whether it's a Watson thing, whether it's both. I mean, Watson's targeted running backs on only 14% of his throws since coming into the league. That was the 3rd lowest last year, behind only Goff and Tannehill. So that worries me a bit. It also, he loved Bill O'Brien to just shove his guys up the line. You mentioned Graham Barfield, one of my favorites out there as well. He wrote a great article on this, how Hyde was a whopping 76% of his carries up the gut, and that's just not Johnson's strengths. He's so much better in space, so much better as a pass catcher, and you'd love to give O'Brien the benefit of the doubt, but I mean, after this offseason, how could you trust the guy to actually use his players the right way? He certainly didn't with Duke last year. I don't know. I'm having a hard time. I see the volume, and it definitely, if he shows up shredded and in shape, like you said, and we see that, like, in, not the piano back guy, maybe, but I'm having a hard time myself. Certainly a riser nonetheless, though.
It just makes me so mad, though, like, because I understand Carlos Hyde isn't bad at football. He had a good year last year. Like, he runs hard, but like, it's not just that, okay, fine, Carlos Hyde might be better at running in between the tackles than Duke Johnson, but, like, those are bad play calls. Like, it's more efficient to throw to your running backs, to go outside, to not mess around with the entire teeth of a defense. So, okay, take that one thing that Hyde might be better at, but for some reason that equals an extra 10 touches per game. So I'm not still bitter at all.
Exactly. It makes no sense to me, too. Maybe the new offensive coordinator they hired, they said they're going to give play calling duties. I think Tim Kelly might be his name. Who knows? Maybe he'll just open the offense up. That's kind of my only hope here, because then maybe he would explode with all those field stretchers around him. We'll see.